Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by the Obviously Authentic channel. My name's Leah, that's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. And I got a few church announcements before we get into this Married to Medicine review. So the first one is I'm currently in an internship and I have to be in this internship on Zoom meetings all day. And when I mean all day, from like 9 to 4. So if I fall behind in videos, I apologize in advance. I'm going to try my best to stay consistent, but if you don't see a video, either I'm studying or your girl is asleep on the couch somewhere. But I'm definitely going to get these videos out. Number 2, happy Pride Month to any and everybody who is a part of the LGBTQIA squad. Definitely have fun. You know, I got a few friends who are a part of the squad who are at parties and things of that nature. So y'all please be safe out there. Continue to wear your mask. And like my daddy said, keep your head on a swivel. So have fun, but make sure you survey the land. But yeah, definitely have fun and enjoy yourselves. And number 3, thank you so much for all my new subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. But I got an issue with y'all. I want y'all to comment. I want to know what you guys think about these topics. I really want to talk to y'all. But again, thank you so much for joining the squad. I really appreciate y'all. So let's get into Married to Medicine. So we start off with Eugene, Cecil, and Scott. And I'm going to put Scott and Contessa together. So basically, the guys are just having guy chat at Simone and Cecil's house in the basement, drinking. I love all the different flashbacks that they did throughout this whole entire episode because it basically shows the history this group really has. So basically, the guys are just chatting. Eugene said he actually enjoyed the couples night. He thought it was going to go left with Scott and Contessa, but he was glad they were able to get it back on track. Then we have Scott. Eugene and Cecil are really trying to push Scott to go to counseling, but Scott is just so stuck up in his ways, and it's annoying AF. Because Cecil even said, me and Simone have been married for 24 years, and he was like, I had a need to always be right. But then once I went to counseling and realized all I had to do was go to counseling, he was like, it changed my life. I went because she wanted to go, and it changed my life. And I was like, I think it helped them for the better because they seem like they're in a better place now. They laughing together. They just enjoying each other. So I'm like, I don't understand why Scott is like, doesn't want that. And then for him to have a picture of the esthetician on his phone, it better have been like you sent a picture with your profile. That I hope he didn't go searching for that girl on her Instagram or her Facebook, because that is weird to me. Okay? But I was just like, Scott. And y'all know I don't see it for Contessa. Then we see Contessa at her office, and her life coach pops up. And basically what we found out is that Contessa doesn't trust Scott with her heart. After Scott made the comment about he was done with her after she went to Meharry to get her master's, I guess it really made her feel unsafe in their relationship. And that's an important thing. Like, people can be in relationships but not give someone their heart or not trust them. My only thing with Contessa is I don't feel like Contessa takes ownership in the part that she played with going to get her master's. So to me, Contessa is very selfish. Because every time we see her each season, it's like what I want to do. And it's never like what we want to do. Even with the whole new practice. Scott wanted a boat. You wanted a new practice. Even though you were having issues with your husband, you still chose to go into practice with him. That makes no sense. But I did feel bad when she said that she never felt okay. Like, she never felt like she had people to help her. And that's because when she was a younger kid, like a little girl, it's 3 of them. She's a middle child. She says she always was trying to be the easy kid because her mom had cancer and there was no adult to really help them out. And they couldn't rely on her dad because her dad was out here strung out. So that's a lot of weight to put on someone. So that's why it makes sense why what I said in some of my videos where I think Contessa feels like she's not enough. And that's why she's always pushing to do all these things. I think she's searching for security. And each time she goes somewhere where she thinks she's going to be secure, and that's whether it was for her to be a stay-at-home mom because she wanted to be secure with her kids, then it's like, no, I that's not it. I need to go back to work. And it's like, I'm not secure at work. That's not it. Let me go get my master's. I'm not secure there. Let me open up this practice. And I really think that that's really what the issue is. It's like, she even said she never feels like people have her back. And that's sad because she's been married to Scott, I think she said 10 years. And for her to feel like she's never had someone to, like, her husband doesn't have her back is sad. Like, she shouldn't feel that way. Like, they should be a team. But I want Contessa to actually also take ownership in her part, because you didn't have to go to Meharry. Like, she had that whole quip about, like, oh, she wanted to be a surgeon general. But if you really look up the requirements to be a surgeon general, she has to have, I think, a PhD. Like, you can't just have just a medical degree as in, like, being to study human medicine. You also have to have a PhD in a specific field. So, like, she was going to have to go to school for 4 years. Like, she was going to have to go to school for 2 years to get her master's, and then 4 years or maybe 5 or 6 years to write her dissertation in order to get her PhD. So if she was really serious about becoming a surgeon general, it was going to have to take her time, because the requirements in order to get that position is a lot. And, like, most people have been working to get to that position since medical school. So if that's what she truly wanted, then that's what she would have been doing, kids and all. But my thing is, like, I feel like Contessa just doesn't take ownership. Like, you didn't have to go to Meharry. Like, you said you were studying this one specific field, but then you switched it to addiction medicine. You can do addiction medicine at generally most schools, honestly. So it's kind of like you weren't, like, Contessa that season didn't make sense to me, because it was like she wanted Scott to, like, uproot their family to go to Tennessee for 2 years. And I was like, my mind is like, are you going to build your life in Tennessee after after you graduate? And she's like, and then, like, I don't think she was going to come back here especially to film on this show, to get that coin and to still stay in Atlanta. So why would you uproot your family for 2 years, let your kids build friendships and create a life in Tennessee, and then take them back to Georgia where they could have just stayed while you commute back and forth? So her complaining about commuting back and forth to me was dumb. Then we have Heavenly. Excuse me, y'all. So we have Heavenly and her son. Honestly, y'all, Heavenly's not my favorite on this cast, but I did enjoy seeing her with her one of her oldest kids, Zachary. And basically, they were at the new house that they purchased. It's a nice home. I think it's a cool lake house. Like, the lake is in the backyard. There's, like, a docking area for a boat. So I guess they're going to use it as an Airbnb. So they were going to charge people $400 a night. And I think Heavenly said the mortgage was $1,800. So if you have, like, if someone stays for a week, you have all your money, basically. Or even if someone stays for 5 nights, you basically made your mortgage, plus you got a little something. So I think that's a good idea. She was ragging him about his decor aesthetic, but if it's going to be an Airbnb, honestly, they could have just went to Walmart and bought a whole bunch of Walmart furniture. That is good quality, because Walmart does have some good pieces, but you got to make sure you get good quality, so if people start to break, like, it's not easily broken. So, but I thought it was nice. I also liked how when Heavenly and him were sitting on the deck and they were just talking, and he said something, it was sweet, because, like, he was like, you're a great mommy. No, you're a great mother, mommy. And I was like, that's something I would say to my mama. Like, I don't call her mommy, but I call her my mom or mom. And I was just like, oh, that's sweet. And I like Heavenly when she's around her family, like, because you can tell she genuinely loves her family. Like, she even said, she was like, family is all you got. So that means I think she truly values Damon, Alora, Zach, and I don't remember the other son's name, but she really loves her kids. And she said that was the reason why she's doing all of this, is so they don't have to live where she lived. Like, she wants to give them better. And most parents do. Most parents, even if your parents are well off, they still want to create a life for you that's even even better than them. So I just thought that was a really sweet moment. Then we have Anila and Miss Gomez and Ariana. So unfortunately, Miss Gomez told, before I get into that serious topic, Karen and them ain't got no money. Because Anila is like showing the house and it's not done yet, but they're not gonna finish the basement. So basically Karen was like, girl, I'm not giving you no more money to do anything to this house. So they're only gonna finish the top and they're just gonna have an unfinished basement, which isn't horrible because I had plenty of friends whose basements weren't done. I even think one of the homes that I lived in middle school, one of our homes didn't have our basement wasn't finished. And we were renting that home before we moved to Southern Virginia. And then our basement was finished. Did we have it? No, we didn't have a basement. We had a pool when we were in Southern Virginia. Northern Virginia, we had a basement. But our basement was completely done in Northern Virginia. So it's not uncommon for people to have unfinished basements. And then once they get like into their home and they figure out what they want to do down there. But it does make sense why Anila is trying her damnedest to stay on this show. Which I don't blame her, but I was just like, girl, okay. But to get to a serious topic, Miss Gomez lets Anila know that unfortunately Ariana says she wished she had blonde hair and blue eyes because that automatically means you're beautiful. And I felt sad when I saw that. And like when she said it and when they actually have Anila actually has a conversation with Ariana when she gets from school. And I was just like, European imperialism and white supremacy has done a number on this world. Like, colorism affects so many minority groups, and even like white supremacy affects white people because not everybody that comes out of their mom are blonde hair and blue dye. So it's like you saying that is the standard of beauty, and most people that are white don't even fit that. So you're trying to make people obtain something that is unobtainable. But I felt bad. But I also liked how Anila handled the situation. She basically told her that she was beautiful, and Anila expressed to her that she felt the same way, which I think is important. And I'm happy, Anila looks the same as her, so she could look at her mom. She even said her mom was beautiful, that her brother was beautiful, and that Miss Gomez was beautiful. So I'm glad that Anila opened up the door for communication, because you definitely have to talk to your kids, especially, and I never felt that way. Granted, like my whole body issues was like I was fat and I wanted to be skinny. But like I did grow up in predominantly white public schools all the way from like elementary all the way to high school. So I understand that that rhetoric that plays in your head where you're like, I'm not pretty because I don't look like this. But the truth of the matter is you are. Like, I'm slowly learning that imperfections in us make us perfect. So wanting to be perfect is something that no one will ever obtain. Perfection is always different to everyone. And the thing about it is, like, if you're perfect, you're never gonna grow. You're never gonna learn. One of my favorite episodes is the Fairly Odd Parents, if you watch that. But it is the episode where Timmy wishes that everybody looks the same and everyone looks like gray blobs. And he did that because he was tired of another boy making fun of him and acting like he was better than everybody. But even when they were all the same, they were all gray blobs, the boy that was bullying everyone even felt like he was more grayer than everybody else. And it was until Timmy realized that he was like, there's nothing you really can do because we all look the same, but you still think you're better. You still think you are what perfection is. So I say that all to say is that it's definitely important that we have representations for the young generation, but it's also important that we sow into them as well. Like, it used to annoy me all the time, but my mom would always be like, oh, you're so pretty, Leah. And like, oh my God, your leg. Like, my mom was like, girl, you got amazing legs. And even my dad would be like, oh, you look beautiful today. And like, sometimes it would just annoy me, but my parents understood the importance of building self-worth and self-confidence in me because they knew that the world was going to be like that. And the world still is like that. So I definitely think representation matters. I also don't think Anila knows that she might be kind of feeding into it, because she said she made 2 comments where I was like, you might need to work on that, because colorism does play a part, like I said, in every community. In the Indian community, Indians are also Asian. So in the Asian community, like pale skin is something that's beautiful. People bleach over there. In the Black community, people bleach in our community. So it's like I said, European imperialism and white supremacy has done a number on us. But when I say I think Anila doesn't know she might be contributing, it's because she was like braiding Ariana's hair, and she was like, do you want me to braid it like Elsa? And I'm like, Elsa is a blonde hair, blue-eyed ice queen. I was like, I hope you showing her other videos. Like other Disney movies. Like, she need to be watching Tiana. What's it called? Mulan. Heck, Brave. Pocahontas. Moana, the new movie Raya. What's another movie? Jasmine, like, I need you to be showing this little girl brown and black people. Even in Brave, even though the girl ain't she's not brown or black, but she a redheaded chick, and y'all know they always be coming at the redheaded stepchildren. So I'm like, I hope she's showing her other things other than Elsa off of Frozen. So I was like, she might need to work on that. And then the person that she used as a validation tool, the young lady that won the 2014 Miss America, not Miss Universe, Miss America, she was light as hell. I thought she was a white woman. So yes, she's Indian, but I think Anila needs to be showing her child that there are I'm gonna say black and dark-skinned Indian women on up, and everybody is beautiful, from the darkest Indian woman to the lightest one. Same with black people, from the darkest black person you can think of or know of, or even if you've seen it, Google it, to the lightest one. Like, everybody is beautiful in their own way, and that's something that is to be valued and to be cherished. Don't be out here trying to look like anybody else. For real. And this is coming, like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like I said, your imperfections make you perfect. So don't be out here trying to look like nobody else. Don't be worrying about what you see on the screen. Because trust me, the people that you see on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, they have even more insecurities than you will ever know, or even you could ever think of. They probably, like, all the airbrushing, and they probably critique the hell out their appearances every time they post something, and you never want to get to that point. But let's move over to the shenaniganery. So we have Lisa versus the squad. So y'all, I'm gonna feed in Lisa's outfit. First of all, Miss Lisa Nicole, you are a horrible representation of your fashions, ma'am. First of all, your dress was too tight, and why did you have slits here? What were these slits doing? What is that, Lisa? And then supposedly Anila popped up, and she had on one of her outfits. Side note, I went to Anila's page. Y'all, Anila needs to stop. Like, I don't know who is wearing Anila's outfits, because I saw Anila, I said outfits because Anila ain't got no outfits. Who is really using Anila as a marketing tool, because no, her fashion sense is the. I actually went on her page, and I'm gonna post a picture. She looks amazing in the Indian, like the sari. That should have been her outfit for the reunion. Like, she should have had on like a beautiful champagne or pink sari, because her reunion dress was ugly. And she looked beautiful in that sari. I went on her page. Every time she posts an outfit where she's in a sari, she looks gorgeous. I need her to stop with these whatever she wearing. But nah, like, wear your saris, girl. But she had on Lisa Nicole's outfit, and then Simone pops up. And Simone got an attitude because she's still mad at Lisa Nicole. I didn't tell y'all about that. I am so sorry. So basically, Simone had an idea to do a town hall event where it was going to be like encouraging people to vote. So she, I guess, spoke to Lisa Nicole, and they were supposed to be doing it together. Well, Lisa Nicole took the idea and ran with it and started emailing, basically making a full itinerary of the people that she had to talk to, communicate. And it was basically like Simone was an assistant, not an equal partner in this event. So she was talking to Jackie about it, and Jackie was like, Heavenly was right. And Simone was like, yeah. And then they did flashbacks of like when when Lisa Nicole and Heavenly were trying to do that couples event, and Lisa Nicole, it was trash. Lisa Nicole's event was trash. It was so trash. Side note, Lisa Nicole is so extra, y'all. Why do they have a piano player in her house? Like, you couldn't just go on Amazon or Spotify and like have your Echo playing classical music. Why do you have to have this man in here during a Panasonic or a Panini on a piano? That was dumb to me. The food looked good, but like having that man in there playing, I was like, you are extra AF. Like, you was trying to like you were trying to stunt so hard, but it makes you look corny. So then all the ladies show up. Toya is like, was I supposed to dress up? Because Toya, Jackie, and Heavenly have on jeans. So it was just kind of goofy. So then when Heavenly comes in, Lisa wraps a tape measure around her waist. Now, I don't advocate for violence, but I would have two-piece Lisa. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. And I was really aggravated with her when she did that to her. And like I said, Heavenly ain't my favorite on the cast. But I was like, girl. But later on, we understand why she did that. So they're all sitting at the table. And then Lisa is explaining, like, all the people she's inviting. And Simone was like, you took over. And she was like, no, I invited these people. So she said she was trying to get Oprah, Charlamagne the God, and Angela Rye to come. And I was like, first of all, ma'am, no. Oprah ain't going nowhere. That is that low budget. No offense to y'all, but Oprah is CNN, Oprah on her own channel, own network, NBC, ABC, like prime time. She ain't just coming to Atlanta for this little mess, this little town hall. Then like Carrie tried to break up the like mood because it was getting tense, and she said she worked for Mariah Carey, and everyone busted out laughing. So then Quad's hair was ugly. I am so mad that she allowed herself to do that. Like, to do that, y'all. Like, first of all, it was white ombre. So it was a reverse ombre. That's a new thing right now, where it's like a 613, which is like blonde, like platinum blonde. Then it fades into like a 4, which is brown. And then it goes down to black. Or what they have it's like still 613, which is platinum blonde. Then it's like a slow transition to where it's black. It's like some people that have it black and then brown, because I was gonna buy me a wig like that. But this one was ugly. Like, her hair was green, so whoever did the ombre job did not do a good job, because where it was supposed to be brown, it looked green. So that just means that it didn't take well, and she know better. As fabulous as Miss Quad is, no. So then Lisa is saying that she has like a gift, so she brings out a Chanel bag. And like, she was like, who do y'all think this gift is for? So everyone's like, me, me, and then Heavenly, and then Lisa brings out her phone and starts reciting what Heavenly did. So Heavenly took, you remember when Lisa was on the horse, Heavenly took a picture of Lisa on the horse and sent it to Lisa and was like, girl, is that your stomach? Heavenly said she was being funny, but I was like, nah, she's being shady. So then when Lisa pulls out the bag, it's a scale. And at first I was like, Lisa, you doing too much. You like, why are you fat shaming her? But then Lisa pulled up receipts. So basically, Heavenly was going back and forth with Lisa in text, and this is what Heavenly said. She said, "Okay, let's pull out the scale, Miss 150 pounds, and I'll pull out the tape measurer, and we can see who's telling the truth." And then Lisa Nicole sends back, "Let's do it." And then old girl says bet. Like, not old girl, but Heavenly says bet. So I was like, you agreed to it. And I kind of agree with what Lisa said. At least I even though I thought it was messed up that Lisa wrapped that tape measure around Heavenly's stomach and she tried to give her a scale. But what Lisa said was true. If you're going to constantly come at people, then you have to be able to take the shade. So then Heavenly getting mad, cussing and going off, and she leaves. And so then Contessa and Simone follow her. And Simone was like, girl, if you going to say it's a joke when you send her stuff, you got to take that in stride. So then Toya gets in her feelings, and she started coming at Jackie. And I got where Toya was coming from, and I got where Jackie was coming from. Basically, Toya is like, y'all don't never check Heavenly for the messed up stuff she does. Y'all try to hold everybody else accountable, but y'all never check Heavenly. And she was just saying, Jackie, you just sit there and let Heavenly wild out. And then when Heavenly comes back in, so Toya like, oh, here comes your pit. And Jackie was like, she's not my pet. And Toya's like, no, I said pit. Like a pit bull. And then Jackie comes back at Toya and she's like, you've been real angry and your attitude is very unattractive. So Jackie pulls Toya into the bathroom and they have a conversation. And basically we get some tea that I ain't know. So basically Heavenly and Toya knew each other before the show. Heavenly and Toya had been friends for 12 years. Toya and Eugene, especially Toya, looked up to Heavenly and Damon because they just thought they were such a dynamic duo, both doctors and having wealth in their family. And she said ever since she got to the group, she just been nasty and mean, which she kind of has. She's like, she calls me stupid. And now it makes sense why Toya gets so upset about what Heavenly says is because she's like, She said she admired Heavenly. And she was like, she never thought somebody she would admired would tear her down so bad. But I gotta call BS, Toya, because you do the same thing that Heavenly does. You might own your ish a little bit more than Heavenly, but you two do the same thing to each other. Y'all take jabs, y'all take digs, and then it's the thing about Heavenly is like Heavenly sometimes goes too far. But like I've always said, you can't make somebody, like not everybody has that barometer inside them that tells them to chill out. So they come back to the table and everybody seems like to be kumbaya. But we'll see what happens next episode. I did not intend for this video to be this long. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic. And let me know about your thoughts below. Deuces.